Glacier Day.
Good morning. It's about 5:45 in the morning. We dropped back an hour, actually overnight, because we're now in Alaskan time zone. I believe they said we're now in Alaska, or Alaska waters. And as you can see, the sun is already up and shining. A little cloudy and overcast, but the sun is up pretty close. So another bright and early morning. Have a great day.
Hey, we're on the Disney cruise ship and it's Glacier Day. Today's the day that we're going to get our picture taken with the Disney characters in their Alaskan outfits. This is a very popular thing. This is the only time that they wear these outfits. So we're going to get in line for that. Enjoy the wonderful scenery as we wait. This is our view while we're standing in line for our picture with Daisy. It's a little bit warmer than when we were in line for Mickey Mouse because the sun has come out. Yay! The cast member said last week it was raining for this activity. She said we were very fortunate. We just had a helicopter buzzing us on deck while we were in line for Daisy, and we're not allowed to have any entertainment up here. The cast member said it was something about we had to have no music and no funnel vision coming through here due to regulations. I don't know if it's Canada's regulations or Alaska because we're near the border. So we're doing okay. It got a little warmer now that we're in the Daisy line because the sun came out. So much better than it was when we were in the Mickey line. When we were in the Mickey line, it was about 37 degrees. So it's kind of a little chilly there. Just a little, but there's a lot of scenery behind us. You can see the mountains. Oh, here he comes again. It's the helicopter that keeps buzzing us. My husband wondered if they were taking video of the ship for tourism. But he's the only one making noise.
This is the only excursion today, expedition boats that take you closer to the glacier. It's quite a splurge. It can be up to $400 per person for adults. Children are $249 each. Glacier, named for Henry L. Dawes. Why is it blue? As sunlight enters the ice, the red and yellow light is absorbed, while the blue light is scattered and reflected, giving glaciers their stunning blue hue.
Stops way back there.
This is our view while we're waiting in line for Donald Duck. It's beautiful. Look at the water, how light it is. We're in what you would call a fjord. It's new. The captain said last night they were still going over various plans as to how to get us to Dawes Glacier safely, and this was the safest route. So if you take a Disney cruise, they may take a different route when you go. It varies.
This is another glacier, but it's not Dawes. It is near the same fjord as Dawes. If you know the answer, post it in the comments. Indoors, they are having a maypole activity with the children. Entertainers look as if they have stepped out of the movie Frozen. The maypole tradition is from 13th century Germany.
Tonight's entertainment was from John Armstrong, a famous magician and comedian. He's been on many other programs. Check him out if you get a chance.
Well, we had a bit of a weather change. Now it's raining. We were very fortunate that it didn't rain all day till, just an hour or two ago. And as a result, the Frozen deck party has been postponed to Sunday night, our last night on the ship.
On Glacier Day, they have a special activity called Freezing the Night Away, which we'd already heard had been canceled for the night because of rain, but all of the restaurants have the same menu, which is a frozen menu, similar to what you see on some of the other cruise ships. All restaurants have the same menu from Frozen. They're all serving the same thing. We happen to be at Tiana's place again for this menu, but we're just eating from a different menu than normally is at Tiana's. This is more Scandinavian type dishes and things that are themed after Frozen. We'll show you a few of the selections that we have here that we sampled that night, and maybe you could try them out yourself. The first one that we have here is the Jarlsberg tart. It's really more of a like a crispy onion kind of tart with Jarlsberg cheese. And we have the Arendelle Gravlax, which is really just smoked salmon with some lingonberry jam. And then we have the lobster ravioli. That was obviously lobster stuffed pasta. It was all very good. If you're thinking about ordering room service for breakfast, there's a special way to do it. In each room, there is a door hanger tag that you fill out and make your selections and put it out there the night before, and it will show up for you the following morning.
We're at Skagway today. We're going to go on a city tour. We're going to try to show you how you register for a excursion, and then we'll take you from there. So we're going to have a good day. There's a chance of rain, so we are packing rain here. In Alaska, there's always a chance of rain. If they don't get rain in 4 days, it's considered a dry day. So make sure you bring rain gear when you come to Alaska. We just registered for our excursion. We're in the Jasmine group, and they give us stickers to wear that has a picture of the princess. And the person leading us out will be carrying this Jasmine paddle so that we know where to go. We are in Club Azur. A lot of times with excursions, you either end up waiting in a theater or club or a designated area until it's time for you to disembark from the ship. Waiting to disembark.
We scanned our keys to the world. Now we're ready to leave the ship. It's very breezy and very cold right here. I think the coldest part of our day was going on the ship and coming off. This was a very interesting tour, and I do recommend it. It's a city tour that we're going on, but some people think that's silly to go on a city tour for a small city, but it was very interesting. I do recommend it. They have hand sanitizer right there as you get off. They're still using a lot of hand sanitizer in the Disney cruise ship, and we're all for it.
That's our ride.
That restored this for us in 2001. His name was Boyd Coddington. Anyone familiar? That's okay. He was the star of a TV show called American Hot Rod in the early 2000s. He was well respected for working on vehicles. He found 6 of these buses for us, took out the crank engine, put in a 350 Chevy Vortec, and well, here we are. Awful lot of effort for a city tour in Skagway. And for a reason, all because of this man with the mustache. His name was Martin Itchin. Martin did not find a fortune, but he did spend the rest of his life here. And in 1923, he gave the first motorized tour in Alaska's history to President Warren G. Harding. Yeah, so we are the original touring company. And that's why we're in the bus, and that's why I'm wearing the dress.
In just a moment.
Yep. Yeah, Mickey driving the ship.
Real cute. And alright, I'm going to pass these people, and now we'll officially get started with the best thing about the bus. I like it. Alright, off we go. Now, you might have noticed there are some cruise ships here today. Skagway is at its max capacity today with 4 large cruise ships. Between these 4 ships, there are about 11,000 people in town. Tonight when the cruise ships leave, Skagway will have about 2,000 people left in town. So tourism is a pretty big deal here. Now, while we're in this area, I'd like to draw your attention over there. line in August of 2022. Yeah, 2016, we just picked up the rocks and then kept parking a ship right underneath the slide. Oh, I could go on. Let's talk about the gold rush. After all, Skagway was a gold rush boom town. And he was alive for that. And for a short time, this was the largest city in Alaska. And yeah, when that happened, we had a whole bunch of construction to do quickly. We had a town to build, 4 sawmills running 24 hours a day. So most of the trees you see over here on the right, there's their second growth. When they chopped down the first set of trees to build the town, left behind a rock face, and the businessmen saw so much more. Free billboard, free advertising space. Now, one more thing on the right here, this red and black thing. Anyone know what this is or what it does?
It's a tunnel digger.
Almost. It's a snowplow, rotary snowblower. And here's a photo of that thing doing its job. I think once you've seen this, it's more impressive. Thank you so much. And they tell us the snowplow still works. But these days, the train only runs in the summers for tourism, and they've learned that a bulldozer is now much more efficient if you need to clear snow. During the gold rush, Skagway did not have a nice reputation. They called us the roughest, toughest town you could find yourself in. I like to say a town left without adult supervision. And most of our population in Skagway in 1898 was men in their 20s, traveling alone. And things got pretty rowdy around town. Now, for all the chaos, there was a nice sense of camaraderie. Over on the left, you will start to see the building with all the driftwood, the Arctic Brotherhood Hall, the AB Hall. This was a fraternal organization established during the gold rush. Back in 1898, this town was basically one big bar. Skagway had 75 saloons in 1898. Wow. Yeah, we've scaled back, now we have 5. But one of the most popular back then was the mascot. And you can see these bottles in the front windows here. These bottles were found underneath the floorboards when the National Park Service restored that building. Yeah. Now, do you feel like you're on a movie set? Maybe like a theme park? Yeah. What's up with Skagway? Why does this look like this? 2 big reasons. First and foremost, Skagway has never burnt down. Which might not seem like a big deal, but it's a really big deal. Most gold rush towns burned down in their entirety at least once. Never us, we have original structures. The other reason Skagway looks like this, we now have an agreement between the National Park Service and the city. Any new construction done in our first 8 blocks of Broadway, just this street, must be based off of a photograph from the gold rush. So in theory, farther we move into the future, more it'll look like the past. But sometimes I feel like I'm living in the past. We have driven halfway through the downtown. Yep, not even a traffic light? Nope.
Wow, no traffic jam.
Closest traffic light, 113 miles north next to the closest Walmart. Yeah, this is our super center, the pink building, the Ace Hardware. Yeah, they've got a lovely motto inside. If we don't have it, you don't need it. Building. But I really love the Kermsey story. Herman Kermsey came to Skagway in 1897. He was never planning on panning for gold. He rolled into town with a wheelbarrow full of cantaloupes to sell. Melons. Kermsey sold cantaloupes in Skagway in 1897 for $20 a piece. Wow. Back then they say $3 could pay a month's rent. $20 for one piece of fruit was absurd. But this was basic supply and demand, and Kermsey figured it out. Some people had been up here more than a year, had not even seen a piece of fruit, and they were getting desperate to avoid scurvy. A lot of these same people were drinking and gambling away more than $20 a day anyway. They bought the fruit. With the money Kermsey earned, he opened his business. We like to say, Herman Kermsey learned the most important gold rush lesson. You want to make a fortune in a gold rush? You don't mind the mine. Mind the miner, exactly. Now, we've driven through the downtown, and wow, no McDonald's. Nope. Closest McDonald's? Canada. But don't worry, we have a Harley Davidson, there it is. And they don't sell motorcycles, just t-shirts. But they have some fun t-shirts if you're into those. So there they are. These days, Skagway is mostly just a residential community.
We made a stop at this overlook while on the tour. Isn't it beautiful? There's our ship, the Wonder. Next stop on our tour is the Gold Rush Graveyard. Our tour has special access to the Undertaker entrance. We are at the Gold Rush Cemetery, and as you can see from this grave, it has a surround, and the grave marker is actually wood. That means that the person that passed away had family that cared about them and wanted to have a surround around the grave. This is to look like as if they're resting in a comfortable bed or something of that nature. The tour guide gave us a true story about a duel that occurred, and the one person in the duel is Jefferson. He's back there. He wasn't a very popular character in the town, so they put him further out of the cemetery, and his nickname was Soapy. There's more markers here. Some of them are stone and some of them are wood. Some people were buried in a hurry because people didn't want to waste their time taking care of graves of people that they didn't even know. They wanted to make sure they had time to get their fortune. All the way in the back, you see some graves that are marked unknown. Unknown. This is the town hero that was in the duel with the gentleman that was pushed outside of the cemetery. The gentleman that was pushed outside of the cemetery, his name was Jefferson, but his nickname was Soapy. This is Frank Reed. He was the one in the duel with him. The White Pass train stopped right here in our path, so we have to wait till it moves to get to the other side. They don't have railroad arms that come down with blinking lights. They have a person standing there with a stop sign. The Cadillac Lounge is now open. It is often closed for mixology classes. That's why it's been so difficult to be able to get in with a camera. While working out, I can see the whole town of Skagway. Isn't that amazing? Trivia, my favorite. Oh boy, I finally won a Donald Duck medallion. He's my favorite.
Triton's was our third of the rotational dining on this cruise, and it is themed after The Little Mermaid. It's located on Deck 3 near the main lobby atrium. The food is primarily French cuisine, but as with the other restaurants, there are regional inspirations from Alaska. We went with one of the specialty drinks called Princess Delight. It's a passion fruit mango smoothie. The iced lobster and shrimp salad had a nice dill and horseradish sauce. The brie, the deep fried brie, was good, but it needed the cranberry compote. It was much better with that. And then the French onion soup was very good. It had a nice cheese pull
a nice beef broth with plenty of caramelized onions. The filet was cooked to order with a red wine sauce and nice potatoes in a cylinder. And the salmon royale was a nice salmon with an herb crust with a hint of horseradish, and the fish was tender and flaky. And for dessert, we had the strawberry shortcake sundae. What a nice dessert. And our servers always like to give us these puzzles each night with crayons that we would have to solve, try to figure out what was going on.
Thank you again to our sponsors, the Town Car Chauffeur. Scan that QR code. Make your reservations today if you're in Central Florida. If you liked the video, click that like button. If you want to see more videos on doing Disney on a scooter, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to click that bell so you don't miss our next upload. See you on our next adventure.